This is J.S. Russell, the prison poet, coming to you live from the Penn Prison Ride Radio. Before I had spoke about my whole process with the legal situation, being that I just recently came from my post-conviction. This time I wanted to break down everything that's happening with me doing these books. If you don't know, I'm a self-published author of 8 books, 6 poetry books, 2 children's books, and there's a few of them that's on the way in process now. You can check out my work, jsrussellwrites.com. Now, in this whole process, when I first started writing these poems in the county jail, it was a process to pretty much cope with my incarceration, dealing with different things to get it out of my mind. Over the time, I probably accumulated hundreds over the years. I was in the county jail for 3 years. So I remember one of my first ones was waking up from a dream wishing it was my reality, waking up to my reality wishing it was a dream. So these are the things that I was going through. So pretty much they document what was going on. Now, fast forward, I'm in a state after I've been sentenced. So it's more so what I do with this, because I was trying to figure out what to do with myself once I had committed myself to not return into a life of crime. So writing is what I had. When I first got in the system, I was like preoccupied with trying to get my transcript, get this typewriter and stuff like that so I could deal with this legal battle, but that's not that simple. So being that I had these writings, made use of the typewriter that way. So typed up all of these poems. I'm trying to read and learn about publishing, self-publishing, and the reason why I ended up getting into self-publishing, because after reading like the Poets and Writers magazine and things of that nature, I was trying to send my manuscript of over 100 poems and stuff to these various organizations and things like that. And as I'm reading more, having an understanding is that I didn't have the assistance on the outside to learn the requirements of these companies. Like, there's a vast different array of different poems and poetry and what these companies or organizations look for. And I was in the blind of all of this stuff. So after disappointments, after sending all of this stuff and people saying, well, you got to do this, they asking for things to be looked up on the internet, which I don't have access to the internet, nor do I really have the help to get it. So it was like one of those things where I had to figure out what to do. And I was talking to his brother named Son Longstreet. He used to do his little children's book, The Emoji Con. And he was talking about self-publishing through Crystal Publication. So author Sean Gardner had the self-publishing class in the library. That's how we linked up to do the Behind the Wall mentors through all that. So I got to learn about the self-publishing and did my first 2 books with Crystal Publication, a poetry book, Writing Freedom from Within the Pen, and then Malia's Daddy and the Magical Mashed Potatoes. That was for my daughter. That was something that I did. It was given to me by somebody in sight down Upper Marlboro. So did that. My Aunt Maxine, God rest her soul, was able to take care of the account and stuff like that after that. Now, what I did with these 100 poems is I broke them down because, it's poetry. I don't know who wants to actually read hundreds of poems. So I broke it down into smaller sections. So still having problems because this stuff costs self-publishing from the joint. It's not like I could just get on the computer and deal with KDP. So of course I gotta pay this money or raise this money, and the process in here as far as me even having funds was I went from maybe $20-something a month to maybe $40-something a month, and I had to get an MCE to make more. That's not enough for what these services cost. So we got help from family, but for the next 2 books, which was Writing Freedom in the Pen Volume 2 and also Love Locked In, a good friend of mine, Katina Harkins, that has Cat Codes, helped do that for me. So that was a blessing. What ended up happening with the whole Love Locked In was in the process of me still with all of these poems that I went ahead and sent to Library of Congress and got that, I'm still writing. So, my sucker for love, was writing some love poems and stuff, and I was like, damn, I should put this together. And also in that process, I also had a collection of poems that I would write while I was in church service, and that's what produced the Poems from a Prison Church. And my old cell buddy, Von Tyler, he had went through Prison's Foundation to put stuff on the web for free. And so I was like, well, shoot, I should do that too. So all of this was the progression, and it's still a grind, because though I'm writing these books, don't nobody know about it. Now, in my mind, what I wanted to do was to show that I'm being useful in this time. So I'm sending them to my judge, because different people had control of these accounts, I couldn't really get the books like I wanted to. So that was always a process. Even the prison, got in the way when I wanted to actually give like poems from a prison church to the churches that were coming to visit. So all of this stuff is very difficult, especially in the state system. So the process continues on, because I still have more poems in these books that I need to publish. What ended up happening too was, once Aaliyah's Daddy and the Magical Mashed Potatoes was put there, my daughter, she was small, I'm like, all right, you want to do another book? She picked some characters, and then I wrote a story around that. So with me with this work, I want to put it out. I want her to have things. I want, to show that I'm being productive with this time. I want to continue to put this writing out there also, so that people can have a different sense of guys that's in prison, and also to establish something, because I know I'm not the only person that has a child that's incarcerated. Something else to even show some of that. So I'm working. I'm trying to send things out to different people and things of that nature. Very little cooperation from folks on the outside. So then there's the other books. I end up being involved with a lady, Tisha J. Miles, who was a good friend for a second, and she helped with J.S. Russell, the prison poet, live from the pen. The funny thing about that is, I think she put it on a website, and she made sure that the edits on her website was better than how the book actually came out. But I'm still grateful for that whole process. So still being productive, putting out these books. Of course, lost contact, things of that nature, don't have access to the account. Then the next two books was The Princess, the Dragon, and the Wizard and the Golden Pumpkin. That's the book that I created around the stories that the characters that my daughters picked. Nice story came out. Crystal Publication again, who did both Poems from a Prison Church when I redid it, and The Princess, the Dragon, and the Wizard and the Golden Pumpkin. The illustrations, everything turned out well. Now I have something with my daughter as a co-author. So we're still trying to push that. Now, dealing with the Behind the Wall Mentors, we start doing these events to showcase incarcerated authors. Now it's a problem to get my books there. So the last book was Writing Freedom Volume 3. And that was done well. I appreciate Michelle out of Uncaged Mind Publishing. Still, I got kind of stiffed on the trailer and the IG account. I had a friend of mine at the time who was able to help me out with that account, out Cali, Miss Williams. And then, we lost contact. So she did set up an IG. Somebody hacked or jacked my IG and then started acting like me, trying to get money from people. And this has all been, the trials and tribulations that I've had to go through dealing with this. However, this is how God works. It's a blessing. My people's, my cousin, from the UCB band. Well, he's not from the UCB band. He's from his family, but it's of the UCB band. Go Out DC. Marcus hooked me up with a young lady, Sila, who would actually ironically work with Moms out Oak Hill. So she knew her, and she was willing to step in to help as far as doing this website. That's why now we have jsrussellwrites.com. And now it's a process of releasing all of these books so that I can have control, so I can have them at these events. The next thing is up is the Road to Redemption event, where there'll be other incarcerated authors, formerly incarcerated talent that are doing things out there. Trying to get everybody out there as possible so we can show another side of what guys are doing. You have this platform, and I'm very thankful for Miss J. Renee for Prison Ride Radio, because there's other guys that are doing productive stuff out there now people can see. So I put together some pamphlets since I'm not in the position right now to really have the books out there, but you'll have Live from the Pen. Do the Time, Don't Let the Time Do You, and Writing Freedom, which are all pamphlets that pretty much talk about this journey or giving guys that's doing time a different outlook on how to do this the right way. So that'll all be there at this event, Downtown Cultural Arts Center in Baltimore, December 10th. And, me, the guys behind the wall mentor, Brother Josine Walls, Sean Gardner, Marco Lomax, amongst, some other guys. And we're just trying to continue to push, because one of the things is, with all this time that we done lost ourselves and we done wised up in prison, we don't want to see the youngins, end up having to do this. And there's more people doing other stuff than being productive and can be swayed earlier. So we got to make our mark. All of us are published authors. All of us are, just trying to get busy to make a difference. And so that's just what it is. Remember, for everything, you can visit IG to learn more about BTW Mentors at BTW Mentors on IG. And to find out more about what's going on with me, jsrussellwrites.com. When I have other stuff that's been published, big thanks to State vs. Us magazine, Pen America, The Harbinger, NYU Review of Law and Social Change, Right to Vote Report, Freebird Publisher, the M.A. Shopper, Mikey Domingo. Definitely check out Lessons of the Game, Warning to the Young Players. These are all people that have published my work. Pretty much that's what I can remember. And so with all that, we're going to try to make a difference. I'm proposing this Prison to Prosperity pipeline. And that's when we actually get people to get involved, because we need to do something different here in America instead of just locking people up without the right tools to rehabilitate and come back and be able to serve in our communities. And that's how we're doing it. This is J.S. Russell coming to you live from the pen, Writing Freedom with J. Renee, Prison Riot Radio. Thank you.